Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. I hope you're having a phenomenal day so far. Welcome, lads. Lovely to have you here. We are kicking off our Wednesday session of Crusader Kings III. We're just waiting for our last player to join at the moment. And this is our cooperative run that I think we've called From the Steppes to the Seas, where we're playing over in the east of the map, because none of us have really played over this side before. I think our main Thursday game, which is our larger community game, most of us are on the western side of Western Europe. So we've decided to start from somewhere very different. And I've just before the end of last session, I had taken a lot of land and then died. So it's going to be some interesting times ahead. You can see Fyzikz in the bottom, Laz towards the top. I'm just here, and I think Storm 7 is just over this side with Cookie. So should be an interesting game. Without further ado, though, let's get all those people into voice. That's MJS, Laz, and Fyzikz. Hello, hello. So there was another update this week.
Yeah. 1.11.5.
I'm really excited for their next season of content as well. That looks really interesting.
I haven't looked into it. I saw that you posted it. I just haven't had the time to watch yet.
Worth going to watch. They basically adding two things in the next major update, which is plagues and pestilence.
Oh heck yeah!
And
not sickness.
Then also your legend, which improves your legitimacy and right to rule. Which both seem like they add slightly different, interesting stuff.
You pay attention to some weird shit sometimes, Flanker. What do you know about education in the United States?
It's other than knowing quite a few teachers in secondary education and a couple of lecturers in uni. Most of my education knowledge is based around New York and California, bud. Why'd you ask?
I heard someone the other day, they were saying that Florida was 7th in education in the country. And being from there and having seen their education, they were the mid to low 40s when I went to school.
Yeah.
And I've been researching it, and every site I'm looking at, because I haven't looked at it since I was in high school or since I was in the Marine Corps. It's been 30 years since I looked at it. So, or 25 years. But every site I'm looking at has them in the top 10 somewhere.
That's really weird, because knowing that, so the bit that I do know, I do know quite a bit about Florida for work-related reasons. Like, that seems to be, that is so intriguing, I'm going to have to go and look into it myself.
Now, the guy who told me that Florida was 7, the things he says, I think that Florida did, that no other state has done, as far as I know. As far as what I've been looking up, I haven't seen another state that's done it. I don't know for sure. This is hearsay. But the voucher system they did back in the 2000s when I was at a high school and in the Marine Corps, where they said Florida actually set up a system under Jeb Bush, where, yes, the brother to the former president, he was a horrible fucking governor. But the one good thing he did was that voucher system, where if a parent is unhappy with the education their child is getting, and they can prove it, which isn't hard to do, especially in Florida, the state will give them a voucher, which means the state will pay for them to go to private school.
Well, Fyzikz, I just looked it up myself, and I found a website that says Florida is #1 in higher education.
Even that doesn't make sense. No, because that's putting them against. They don't have an Ivy League school in Florida,
right? That's that. Yeah,
MIT is famously not FIT.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what.
Turns out Stanford, not in Florida.
I'll post it in social so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Harvard, not in Florida.
Yeah, so the voucher system.
No, I was looking at public school, not higher education. Public school specifically. Ratings.
Yeah, and just for clarification for those in the UK, public school in the US is a school for the public, not public school here, which is stupidly a private school.
Yeah. So I guess Florida education, in order to maintain their student count, they had to step up their game. So despite what the governor's doing, despite all the other crap going on, the people actually running the schools, the superintendents and all that crap, have actually had to do their jobs.
Yeah, I'd have to look into it because there's been massive attacks.
That's what happened. I think Florida accidentally fixed their education system.
Yeah, because so Florida, I will have to look into it because I don't like talking on things I don't actually understand or know. But they have been attacking teachers relentlessly in Florida. Like in terms of the ability to unionize, the ability for any public sector worker, unless you're in the police and fire service.
No, my mom was a teacher in Florida. They've always been unionized.
Oh no, the law has changed in Florida recently. Look up PERC, PERC.
All right, I haven't looked at education.
Oh yeah. No,
I lived in Washington since 2008, so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't expect you to know, sir. It's just something that I've come, like you say, weird things that come across my desk. But basically what they're saying is that if you're a public sector worker, you can't have union dues deducted by the state. And that every union in Florida that has a public sector worker will have to recertify annually. And have PERC cards signed, which are basically propaganda cards, by every single one of their members. And they have to have 60% of the the people eligible to be in a bargaining unit to be able to be recertified as a union. So
which is hard to do in
60%
Florida.
of members, 60% of everyone.
So they're trying to kill unions.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's always been a right to work state, so it's never been like there is no job that can be union only. There's a lot of states, like half the states are right to work states, half the states are union states.
Yeah, labor law is something that really needs to get looked at in the US, like specifically around organizing. Because I hold two views that are going to be unpopular with both sides of that debate. One is I don't think you should have to be a member of a union to be in a job. I can completely understand the argument for it, which is that in those jobs, you are getting a union negotiated rate and the union will bat for you no matter what in those kind of what are classed as union jobs. But I also think that anyone should be able to set up a union and it shouldn't be down to the state.
Oh, you didn't say you were going. You didn't say you started.
Yeah, oh, sorry, sir. Yeah, I hit play. My apologies. I'm getting battered in a war. I will slow it down a bit because I'm.
Like, I got to catch up on all this stuff that I wasn't doing because I didn't know we were doing it.
Yeah, sorry, but yeah,
that's your punishment for picking up Florida education.
Yeah, it's wild to me that like I can set up a dark money pack and not have to disclose who's contributed to it, but I can't get together with my 7 mates that work in the same coffee shop and unionize. Those are two completely different things.
My opinions on union are a little bit out there also. Being a union worker, I can tell you, unions, once they've served their purpose, I think unions should be temporary. I think unions should come together for a specific intent. It should be part of the thing. Like, we are here to fix the overtime and the workplace safety issues of this. And once you've achieved your goals, the union should dissolve until needed again.
I can understand that. I think so coming from a UK background, I've been a union member of 3 unions in the UK. I think if you don't have a persistent union, employers, it does not take very long for employers to do some things that you would find undesirable.
Yeah, and you should be able to reunionize at any time because of that, or call back the union. But unions that stick around for too long become just as corrupt as the companies are protecting you from.
I think what they should do, maybe the middle ground, is that there's a definition of what the union's going to do that's voted on by on the constitution by its members, and there are already if you want to take active part in a union, you can like the changing the constitution for a union is rough. It's not like they can just change a thing. They need to get 60 or 80% of the votes, and there's some of them need a plurality of votes to make even the most simple changes. And I think I have been a member of some unions that were somewhat ineffective because of local organising. I've been a member of some unions that have saved people's jobs regularly through just being really on it. And I think that in my experience, which will not be the same experience for everyone, I found that if you have once you are past a certain stage of company, like more than 50 people, or if you're bargaining for a whole sector to force up standards in an entire sector, unions make sense, but they make the most sense where they are super directed. Either, like you say, is very goal orientated, like we need to get rid of this overtime, it's killing us, or whether it is kind of that there's some levels of protections and stuff. Like some people that I am personally aware of would have no life insurance if it wasn't negotiated through the union. Like their employer doesn't provide it. Some of them won't have any level of access to healthcare without it being union provided, not employer provided, and that differs on a scale, right? There's some place that's not even true at all.
Right, and I'm not even sure if you're talking about Europe or the US because they're structured completely different based on where you're talking about.
Yeah, so the examples there, the health insurance and life insurance, US. UK honestly doesn't matter. We have the NHS. Hey,
I understood that that certain things were directed toward the US.
Yeah,
insurance is fair.
And coming from an even more, so the UK isn't particularly unionized. You don't have to be a member of a union to be in a job. Most of the most powerful unions, we also passed legislation back in, I think the US, it was 47 that the big piece of legislation was passed to defang the unions. In the UK, I think it was in the 70s and 80s. I'd have to go and check to make it harder and harder to be a union member.
Yeah, but what I mean, I don't think it should be harder to be a member, but you can see throughout history, recent history, modern history, some of the unions become look at Teamsters, the mob.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there.
Yeah, some of them become really freaking. My union. Some get really crooked when they don't have a function anymore.
I can understand that.
And it also becomes the union versus the company.
I think, though, that is more the combative system in the States specifically. Like, don't get me wrong, there are definitely union versus the company unions here as well. They tend to be government unions here, like, truthfully. And like you...
Well, here the companies are the government, so...
Yeah. But like in Germany, if you're a company over a certain size, you're meant to have the union on the workers' council. Same in all the Nordic countries. So that if there are big changes being made, the union are getting consulted at the point the changes are being made, or at the point they're being discussed, not the point that like it's too late and you're being consulted on redundancies. And they are the guardrail that stops employers from misbehaving, and it works. Like, how much does a fast food worker in the US earn compared to a fast food worker in Germany or Australia or any of the Nordics? A fast food worker in Australia, I think I'm right in saying, is actually a qualified chef. It's been a while since I've looked at this, so I'm gonna have to.
Well, I'm not defending U.S. national labor laws.
Oh no, I get that, my friend.
They're
I wasn't putting you in the
corporate.
position defending all of the U.S. It was more.
Well, I'm just saying the unions aren't any better than the companies in the U.S. and both need to be addressed.
I think that
like the unions, the companies need to have all their power stripped away at this point. They should have no government power. They should bow to the government, not the other way around.
totally agree with you, and I think that the union side would actually be helped because there's a lot of money spent on propaganda against unions, because of course there is, because unions. Yeah. There's a reason that companies don't like unions in the US. It's because they raise wages without fail. And if you want to see how desperate a company is to get away from having unionized workers, Starbucks literally closed all their stores in a town to get away from being in the union.
Walmart too. Walmart's just as bad about it. They outright threaten their employees. Yeah, and constantly get away with it.
And I think that I think maybe instead of getting rid of the union structure, you change the union structure so it feels more reactive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't say get rid of unions. I said make it to where once they serve their purpose, they get dissolved until they're needed again. So keep the union, keep a couple of people for administrative reasons, but it's no longer a functional union. It's just there to maintain. And then when they're needed again, when the company gets out of line, the employees reactivate their union.
Yeah, I would hope it's being used more effectively than that, but I don't. I think that the solution is actually repealing a lot of the union labor laws, and that means that the union can be more reactive and is easier to set up. Because it can't be very. I have to be careful about what I say.
We could change the subject. I kind of went.
No. It's an interesting subject.
Subjects in first thing in the morning.
Making union busing illegal but finding it 10% of the total company profit. Yeah, so that's something that I think would make an enormous difference. Is the fines being meaningful. The reason that companies comply with EU rulings isn't because they're suddenly nice in the EU. It's because they carry fines that are a percentage of global turnover.
Yeah, Eisen's fine. I would make one change to your recommendation there. Change the word profit to revenue.
Oh, yeah. By the way, there are some that do that as well.
Because some companies don't make a lot of profit.
Oh yeah,
or
like
they'll
Apple
hide their profit.
In the UK, they don't. They you wouldn't believe it at Fyzikz how hard a time Apple have here. They've not made a profit on their retail arm in years, and they've managed to keep opening stores. But it must be a real struggle because they offshore all their profits. If the punishment's a fine, then the law doesn't exist for rich people, particularly if that fine doesn't scale with wealth. Is it?
Well, the only thing. No, the punishment is a fine. The law doesn't exist to rich people is a rule when it comes to people, not companies. The only thing companies care about is money. Fining affects companies more than people.
Yes, and you're right. Norwegian fines are better. They're based on income. Like, you do not, if you're a millionaire, you do not want to speed in Norway. It's going to be a bad day for you. It's based on percentage of wealth. Which, you compare that to parking tickets in London, and there are entire groups that will talk about where the best place to get a parking ticket is. Like, because if there's double yellow lines outside a venue, just park on it. It's £65 parking. You didn't have to walk around the corner. Seems like a good deal. Like,
I have a 17-year-old quick daughter. If anyone needs to marry one of their kids off.
I am in so much trouble over here. Can you join my war, Laz?
I'm currently in one, mate.
Damn it. I have 1,000 troops. My enemies have 6 and a bit, and I am running around trying to...
That is a rough war. I'm not sure I can help you against those numbers. I only have 2,500.
They're split into... It's like 3 or 4 different nations, and they're split into about $1,000 a piece, or other than one of them is $2,000. It's just a... Yes.
Can you hold out long enough for me to get there?
I like that, I. Break the law repeatedly, give up 5% of your total stock to a government. Yeah, give it to the arm's length investment company run by the government. And you could also make it even more punitive by making it illegal for them to split shares for a period of 5 years from the point they've been fined.
And and the government can only use the money to pay debt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that works for me too. That's or give it to them to pay infrastructure. Like, you don't want to incentivize them to go after companies just for giggles, right? But you also need to make sure that companies actually obey the law of the land.
Yep. Well, in the U.S., pay the debt. The debt spending in the U.S. has become, it's like a narcotic to our congressmen.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that national debt doesn't really work like personal debt, and the US is currently, and this could change, a reserve currency. And I say it could change as a country whose currency was a reserve currency and changed. Because there are lots of the largest countries in the world that do not like the USD being a reserve currency. I don't think it's going to happen overnight, but...
Yeah, good luck unseating it.
Well, that's what they used to say about the GBP, bud. Like...
Well, I mean, yeah, but ever since World War II, U.S. has been by far the largest economy.
Yeah, but India, China, you're seeing
They're growing. Well, China's actually shrinking right now because they've been lying about a lot of things.
Their population's also on a decline as well.
That's one of the many things they've been lying about.
Yeah,
apparently they finally came out and said 5 years that they've actually had that they've been having a population decline. And when people crunch the numbers, they're still lying. It's been 10 years. Like, you can't get a straight answer out of freaking... And half their buildings were made out of cardboard. I'm exaggerating on both half and cardboard, but I mean...
I've seen some of their safety rails and some of the high-rise buildings they made. It is disgusting.
I would point out, like, just for balance here, watching Europeans look at US housing is one of my favourite things in the world. By the way, I live in a terrible 2-up, 2-down stone building that was built as poor housing.
I would love an American house just to the sheer size of it. But I don't want an American house simply because of the way they seem to just blow over.
Well, to be fair, they're designed to. Like, the areas that are wooden... Not all of the construction materials. Some of them are just cheap crap because they can get away with building cheap crap. However,
are you talking about manufactured homes, or are you talking about actual wood-framed houses? Because, like, my home state is Florida, like we've already discussed on this stream. Those houses stand through hurricanes.
And they're wooden framed, not because the good ones, which unfortunately, much like some of the UK building stock, tend to be the older ones. The reason for the wood framing is because wood has give. So if you are in a hurricane, major storm, it's the same as or in a seismically active area. Wood is lighter if it falls on you, not by a lot, but by some, and also more likely to flex and bend and crack versus concrete, which is, in unfortunate circumstances, as also seen in Florida, the UK, other areas that have had like concrete buildings, they can just collapse if they're shocked in a way that they shouldn't be, or that the rebar is corroded.
Well, the thing is, though, when it comes to, if, for instance, the UK had a massive earthquake, the majority of the buildings in the UK would just fall flat.
Yeah. So you build for what your conditions are.
Then why are the Brits giving us crap about our buildings?
Because difference
we have a better condition.
Yeah. Like, in general, and these are vast generalizations, there are some spectacular buildings in every country. But in general, the housing stock in the UK is much more like the housing stock in, like, New York in terms of like it's brick built, it's built to last, it feels solid, and actually the European housing stock is better than both of the above in terms of their like insulation and performance. So I think people struggle a bit with how the cost of housing, which I know is also a function of land and demand and also borrowing costs, versus what you're actually getting for your money in terms of like the newer construction made with timber tends to be not as good timber as older construction. It's not long grown timber, it's farmed timber that's only been around for 10-15 years. There's lots of small things that doesn't make it add up to the price of a house, but the price of a house anywhere in the West sucks. Like, it doesn't matter where you live, the multiples are rubbish.
I find the building cost of the house is such a small amount of the price of a house anymore.
Yeah. And that's not... That varies vastly from area to area, right? If the cost of land in most places in Texas, I've got quite a few friends that have bought out that way, the price of land is such a tiny percentage of the house building cost because they're buying cheap land and building enormous houses. Whereas in like California or by USA, the land cost is probably at least 50% of the cost of the build, right? Because
probably more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, single family homes around here get upwards of $1 million.
It's freaking ridiculous, man. Like, because
that's not the cost of building the house. Building the house costs $100,000.
Yeah. And it's
some of the US though. There's large swaths of land that just a lot of this, from what I've seen, like the percentage of what land is in actual use in the US.
Yeah, but you also have
empty.
to. One, people already give the US shit about how much we drive because things are already so far apart. So using up those vast lands of unused land, it's because it's so far away from everything. Or it's farmland. We have the most farmland in the world, and we have to use it to feed half the world.
The feeding half the world bit, there's huge subsidies, but the farmland, you're absolutely right.
No, I'm not talking about just the subsidies. I'm talking about the profitable companies that export food in the U.S.
You would have to take out rice and dairy out of that.
Well, yeah, but U.S. exports a lot of food.
It really does, and some of it is government policy. And to be clear, some of it here is also government policy. But also, I'm with you, Fyzikz. Like the UK, we need to have a talk with ourselves about house building because, like, look at a city close to me. Cardiff is it's a tiny city. Where are we? 362,310, capital of Wales.
Like I get it, especially from this community. I get it all the time about how U.S. drives too much, how U.S. burns too much gas, how all this stuff. And now you're saying we need to use up the useless we need to move out to the freaking sticks where we're even further away.
My
a 2-hour commute in the U.S. A 2-hour commute in the U.S. is normal. It's normal.
No, I'm with you.
The US can get to have high-speed passenger rail across the majority of its land, but that's generally frowned upon by anybody who's trying to make money in the US because they want you to drive.
But also, like, the UK has the same problem, right? So the reason I brought up Cardiff, it's a city I know well. There is let me find it on a map. So Cardiff is lucky in a city in that it has a lot of its rail wasn't taken up in Beeching's Cut. Some of it was, but it still has a rail network within the city, and it's a small city, but it's a port city. It's been a very diverse city for ages. And if I just put a link, I just put that here. Come on. I'll have to look up thing on Google Maps to get to show. But there's an area in Cardiff called Central Link, which is a... Lloyd George Avenue, my apologies. Which is a main road that was built that is a really short road. It goes from the city centre down to Cardiff Bay. And if you look at... let's do that. If you look at the map for that area, there, like on Google Maps, you'll see there's like these 4-story houses there. It's got a road outside it with 4 lanes with a bus lane on each side. It's got brilliant cycle paths on wide streets all the way down. And it's got a rail line just behind the bushes. What the hell are we thinking building 5-story houses? Why aren't those high rises? We need tens of thousands of new homes. And if we could standardize good quality apartments, not council prefab blocks that we did post-war, but standardize those and make them available at 3x the annual salary, that would solve so many problems for so many people. Like, there are areas that you want to build really dense because you can build the transport networks, but like there are cities in the US that would hugely benefit from better transport networks. There are other cities that would need to redesign themselves. Like, the problem in the US isn't so much, well, is density out in the suburbs, but it's also density in the city centres because people built freaking highways through there and massive car parks. But the problem is that because the density is low in the suburbs, and also most suburbs, generalisation, weren't designed for walking, because you have like zoning for single family homes and then zoning for shopping in a different area. It can literally be a 5 or 10 mile drive to the nearest shop. In the UK, that's unthinkable. At the end of the street I'm living on at the moment, the one end of the street I have a shop. Literally within 100 meters, I've got at least 3 or 4 grocery stores within, say 300 meters, about half a mile. Like, you need density to be able to run urban transport. And the problem is that both the UK and the US are fairly awful at density, because everyone wants their little detached house, which is cool, but there is only so much land before you get to a point where you're creating more and more pressure. And in the UK, as an example, the cities are old, right? Even the newest of the cities that got flattened in the 40s, they weren't built with mass car adoption in mind. So the more jobs you put on the more houses you put on the outskirts and jobs you put in the middle, without those houses in the outskirts also being densely built, the more people want to try and use the roads. And if you widen the roads, it will literally just cause more people to use the roads. Every road widening scheme tends to have got more traffic on it within 4 years of you finishing the project. And it doesn't matter how big you build the roads, CLA. Same applies in the UK. Every road widening scheme we've done here has increased the number of people using the road over time. And the traffic has got worse over time. But there's not, unfortunately, super simple solutions. But the UK is just as bad as the US in terms of, we just notice it less because the towns are closer together. There's like the number of farm estates have been built somewhere without the infrastructure to support them is just ridiculous. Sorry, planning might be a passion of mine. It really annoys me that people in the UK can't afford a freaking house when we are also one of the richest nations on earth per capita. And the chance of someone that's earning above the average salary in the UK being able to buy a home if you do not come from a family that already owns a home is almost zero in their entire lifetime.
That's pretty much what it is here. We're waiting for all the boomers to die so that the housing market comes down.
And the problem is, when the boomers die, the same problem the UK is about to have as well. That when the boomers die, those houses won't get sold to people either. They'll get bought up because boomers, they're going to need medical care in later life. They'll probably sell their house or downsize, and the biggest buyers of housing at the moment are private companies.
Well, the Airbnb thing is failing in the US.
Oh no,
It's
not
finally-
Airbnb. Like big companies, banks are now getting into the private rented
Wait,
sector.
What? Why is Storm an observer? What happened?
Apparently, they took the land from my entire family.
Oh,
Oh,
holy crap!
Was that Cookie and Abstentia?
Yep.
Oh, that
He
sucked.
kicked me out of the area while not being here.
God damn it! Hang on.
So who's got a place for me to come and hang out?
Well, I'm about to get kicked out of my entire area too, bud. So
The most powerful person on the map right now is Laz.
yeah, actually though.
I don't have a kingship. I just now swear fealty so I can steal his kingship leader.
Feel free to come over to my area if you wish. There is a guy who's literally just taken over an additional duchy if you want it. Or you can have one of the other smaller duchies.
And so I say companies at full profit shouldn't be allowed to own housing. Yes. I don't think banks should be allowed to own housing either. Like, banks moving into the private rental sector is the next disaster waiting to happen in the UK. And it's happening right now. You think the crises were bad in the last financial crisis when banks were selling companies to their own investment arms, calling in debts, not because the company was failing, but because they were going to breach their covenants. So instead of helping them out and lending them more, they just ooh, I'll do that. Sorry, Doc, I've just seen that. They put them into special measures within their own bank, bought them for pennies on the dollar, and then sold them again. Like, you can't have... You should either be in money lending for mortgages, or you can own property, not both. There is buildings being built at the moment that are being built for the private rental sector.
I think those raiders mean to do us harm.
So,
Hey, SheepZF, how are you? Holy cow. Lovely to
Where
have you
is
here.
this?
How is your day going?
you're talking about that?
If you would like to take over one of the duchies in my area, mate, there's the county of Saratar, there's the county of Nagawa, and the county of Sunku.
Right, I'll deafen myself so the guys don't have to hear me introducing myself. They already know who I am. They're playing in our game. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. Much appreciated, SheepZF. If you're not already following SheepZF, you definitely should do a twitch.tv/SheepZF and look at those emotes. Why would you not? Lovely to have you over here. How was your stream? Martinez, lovely to have you here again as well, my friend. If you're not already following Martinez Rodriguez, please go and give him a follow. Awesome streamer. You're going to love his content. You'll see over there that I'm following him as well. It's a good time. Also, no CD and Rube. So, you know, good people. Inglorian says, howdy doody. Horgoz, welcome. Happy Toes. Lovely to have you here. Alfrinson, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Marty sent us. Oh, that's really nice of them. Tree Smith, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Enjoy the voice from our most favourite old person, says Spy. Wow, I didn't even manage to get through explaining who I was. Dents, lovely to have you here as well. You been following Martinez Rodriguez home often? He's yet to notice me. Oh, you mean on Twitch? Oh, no. I meant just following. Great taste in food. The restaurant he goes to on Wednesdays, phenomenal, Dents. Ever since you followed him and told me where it was, it's been great. The ATM Dead Tramp, welcome. For those that haven't been here before, I'm Imaflanker. I am a community-focused, derpy variety streamer. We play a huge amount of games here and run a huge amount of different community servers. We've got 23 in all, and you're all welcome to take advantage of them. They're all open to everyone. We run stuff, everything from Arma 3 Anti-Stasi to Farming Sim to Pal World and Enchanted. So if you want to play some community games, head on over to Discord at discord.gg/Imaflanker, and you'll find all of our community servers there. We also run regular community games as well. We have about 15 community games a week where the community play on stream as well. So yes, it's a huge group of lads in my garden right now, says Martinez. Well, your garden looks so lovely at this time of year. Dents told me about it. I had to come and see for myself. I hope you don't mind my streaming setup being in your back garden, but your internet was faster than mine. So, Sads, welcome. Thank you for the follow as well. So how was your streams at Star Citizen? How is that shaping up? I have not looked at that for ages. And Inglorian, welcome as well. If I've missed anyone, Sandoval, Corvus, Arenko, Dan the Barbecue Man, that is an awesome name. Dodge Games, lovely to have you all here. He's not really Imaflanker, he's more like I'm a ranter. Oh yeah, you did catch us talking about the problems with housing in the UK and US, which, yes, all the lightest possible stuff. And also, the last thing about our community is we run a website called Gaming.Buzz, which is community run. It's got paid editors from our community, where you can get your latest gaming news, and we're starting to do a huge review thing where we've spent a few $1,000 on hardware. I'm sending it out to the members of the community to go and test it out, so we can get a range of views on a range of hardware. Sonderval, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. And finally, last thing before we jump back into the game, we've just released the Gaming.Buzz mug, which is, if you want to support Gaming.Buzz, I haven't done my plug for this stream, so you can find you can up your beverage game over at shop.gaming.buzz, where we've got our Gaming.Buzz mug, which helps support our editors' salaries. So I think that is all of it. UK House of Lords just subscribed.
Anonymous gifted you House of Lords a subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to you House of Lords.
I love the UK House of Lords. A, has a channel, or someone's just using that name, and B, has just been gifted a random sub to this channel, where if they go, I wonder what that was about, watch a CK through with me ranting about UK planning legislation. Oh, dear. It's a mug! Who, me, or the cup? Right, so to explain what we're doing in this game, this is our Wednesday afternoon community game. We have a few players. This is our chilled out version. Our Thursdays is our bigger game, where I think all of Western Europe is split between 12 players. This is our Wednesday chilled out version, where there's normally 5 of us. There's currently 4 of us, and we started over in the Far East, where we've called this run the Steps to the Seas. And so far, well, as you can see, I'm getting stepped on by the AI. It's not a good time. But yes, welcome everyone, and I'll get myself back undeafened from the voice chat from the others, so you can hear them ripping into me relentlessly. But welcome all, and if you do want to play any of the games, let me know. If you've got any questions about anything, let me know in chat. And Sheep, thank you so much for the raid. That is incredibly kind of you. And Marty, are you bringing snacks out into the back garden for Dents and I, or are we just... There's no lunch? No? Oh, the service around here is terrible. Honestly, I'm... Like, maybe we should just stop physically following and just go over to twitch.tv/Martinez_Rodriguez and just go and follow over there. Just... Because we've come a long way, and he was playing Pal World before. And I think some of the pals got treated better than us. The room service here is terrible. Is it, is it frowned upon to complain about the room service when you're just camping in someone else's garden? I'm just checking for a friend. Also, I love the graphic sheep on the background to your page. The banner is awesome. I doff my cap. Right, sorry about that. I thought you wouldn't want to listen to me telling everyone who I am. You already know.
Oh, that's my granddaughter. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't even know she existed.
I don't actually want to hear you.
Well, that's what I thought. Normally you just mute me anyway, so, you know.
Mute who?
Did you say Finnick? Fyzikz, are you talking again, mate?
Sorry,
I've
what?
died.
I was listening.
No, how did you die?
Stress.
Well, when someone with a large sword comes along and pokes him in the face.
It causes stress. Yeah, it was definitely not the sword.
It said you died during an outbreak.
Oof.
It says died in captivity.
There were some additional stumbles than usual. Yeah.
Oh no, that was my wife died during a smallpox.
Mine just said ha 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 ha. Dead.
Ha ha ha.
Wow. Thanks, guys. Can I recruit you to the court? No, because I'm losing money. I am actually in trouble here.
Right, Flanker, I'm only asking, do you want me to vassalize you?
No.
After my war, I can vassalize you if you wish.
No, I'm okay, thank you. I'm going to tactically reposition myself away from the raiders and disband my armies because that ended some of the wars. It just also took all of my land. Yeah, Einstein, pretty well. Thank you for asking.
Anonymous gifted died in bush a subscription. An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to died in bush.
Thank you to an anonymous gifter for gifting died in bush a subscription.
Well, that's a fantastic name.
Right?
Oh, I don't think there's a person out there called Died on Chicken Bone, is there?
Wow, too soon, man. Too soon.
Yes, but the name is Flanker.
It's been like 4 games.
Still, it was 2 games in a row with 2 kings in a row in one of them.
Wasn't one of your deaths also died by candlelight?
Yes, that was the one after the 2 chicken bones. Apparently, I don't know how to use candles, which might explain that this is fine emote that we've got. Oh.
Will people stop dying? Jeez, I can't keep up with repositioning everybody.
There we go. Everything's fine.
So upset.
Much like Ras doesn't know how to use a stove. Indeed. Oh. I'm not allowed to tell you about that yet. Damn it. Soon TM, there will not just be the cup in that shop.
Is it going to be a penguin plush?
MJS, do you think you could do us a favour?
I can try.
Can you delete some of my children?
What?
He wants you to backspace a few of his children for him.
I guess I can be killing my cousins.
Start with the youngest one and work your way up, please.
Specifically the guys, or
No, but it's I've got equal inheritance.
so you want me to kill Jon as well?
I was one of the richest nations for a little while here, and I am not anymore.
Leave Jon alone. Try and kill the other ones.
Okay.
Because Jon's actually got a decent
Goodbye, doggy.
trait. And she's engaged to a 13-year-old. Who's this? Oh, Flanker.
Probably how you got your alliance.
13,000 years old.
I am no longer allied to Sneakle.
Just right click the children, click delete, says Dr. C. But Doc, that is not how you parent.
That is how Doc parents.
So easy.
Well, it might be how Doc parents.
Well, it is the placebo.
Yeah, if
Just press Alt F4 on them.
if there is a favoured emote that you guys like, that you would like to see on a a thing. I can't say what it is yet. Let me know, and it might make it into it, because we're ordering some more stuff tomorrow.
I like stuff.
Yes, and things.
Exactly.
Oh, you don't have your emote for murder yet.
Placebo, no, that's wrong. You need to let your friends raise the kids
Feel-
so you have more players for D&D.
Feel free to deny that if you don't want the alliance with me and you want to give it to someone else, or if you
No. Done and done. I think that's my player.
They're closer. So no, that's your player.
Oh, excellent. Even better.
Cradle robber.
Here, do you want to marry my son? Sure. We'll bring together our two great houses. Freaking cradle robber marrying my son. Oh, dearie me.
Imagine being the one offering and insulting at the same time.
I don't have to imagine very hard.
She's 15, betrothed to a 9-year-old. Judgment.
The Flank of Fire and the Derp Dice. We have plans for Derp Dice as well. Hang on. I'm writing that down in the editor's chat.
Somebody want to give me 300 gold so I can repair my boar tusk?
I'm in debt. I might want to give you 300 gold. I don't have 2 gold to rub together at the moment.
I looked at giving you some money, but I'm not giving you 225 gold. Sorry.
I'd love to give you some money, but I really don't want to.
I only have 48 gold. How do you have so much money, Les? I'm constantly building crap. As soon as I get money, I spend it.
I go raiding on the odd occasion. Speaking of which,
I can't raid.
I have 3 gold, so Laz has just got a monopoly on the family funds.
sure, let's go with that.
Doc, there are 2 projects for Derp Dice that are actual dice. I don't know how long they're going to take, though.
Is it okay if I form a cadet branch, Laz?
Go ahead. I still get the. Benefits of having you as a renowned benefits, don't I?
Yes, you should.
Also, any suggestions in chat as to which games you want community servers for? Because I'm literally going through now and updating our community servers list.
I would say Silica, but I don't think Silica have done theirs.
Doesn't
yet
do
either.
community servers yet. They don't do dedicated servers yet at all. They have a dedicated servers app so you can run a headless client on a PC, but they don't have you can't host it in a server farm. So I can't do that yet. We currently have Enshrouded, Power World, Ground Branch, Space Engineers, Farming Sim 22, Farming Sim 19, Mortal, Conan Exiles, Arma 3, Valheim, that's going to get a reset. Project Zomboid's getting a reset. Open TTD, Satisfactory Experimental. Those might get merged. Because until the 1.0 release now, they're going to be pretty much the same. There aren't any more patches coming out. Ark Survival Evolved and Armor Reforger. You do some ready or not testing after the update last night. Awesome, Doc. Yeah, we'll be playing some Ready or Not this week as well. So our community games for the next week are going to be Crusader Kings, Stellaris, Mortal, Ready or Not, possibly some Ground Branch, and I might see about trying to get some... we've got a couple of new games that have been sent over for review to Gaming.Buzz. which are... I'm just waiting for it to load. Universe Sim has had its update now. It's actually launched. Hey, Sponge, how are you, my friend? Lovely to have you here. How's your day going? I need to send you a thing, Sponge. I'll give you plenty of warning before I do, but I do need to send you a thing. Where are we? Is it United 1944? Yeah. There's a free multiplayer demo up, I think, at the moment. But that is a PvP versus PvE game. We might play some of that as well. That looks quite fun.
Why would my liege try to make me his freaking...
If it needs a warning, do I really need it? I think you'll like it. It might not be soon, but I'll warn you before I send it, bud. And this stream needs a warning, and do you really need it? Oh no, don't think too carefully about that. And Sponge is an excellent mechanic where if you just ignore all the rest of the stuff, this is Friday's thing. Oh no! Oh, bad words. I don't think it's going to show. Oh yeah, this is the longest animation in the world. Sorry. There you go. That is Sponge in front, having just flipped that car with a grenade because it works in Halo. And look how well it worked. It's back on its tyres and... Still one of my favourite moments in any game we've played.
I love the reasoning. It works in Halo.
Hey, look. The thing is... not true AI-generated fake news, say Sponge. Oh dear.
Anybody accidentally raise their armies while they're in a war they're not attending and give away their troops for 40-something days? Or is that just a me thing?
Nope, I didn't. I can't say I have.
Can I declare war?
What's your gold per month income, lad?
3.1.
Yeah, you must not spend any. No, you go rating. That's what it is.
Also, I've got nothing to spend it on in most cases. It's only recently that buildings have unlocked, but because I'm about to die, I don't want to lose all the money income.
Hey,
So
Rashun.
I'm just waiting for that to happen, then I'm gonna pop people off.
You're not already following Rashun, you definitely should do a twitch.tv/Rashun, and also want to remember it's Dr. Placebo. At twitch.tv/it's Dr. Placebo.
Yeah, it took me forever to get my money income back up to above 10 again. Had to go to war with my brothers, wasted 20 years of game time.
Cries in negative income.
No, that's because you suck.
Well, yeah. And having to give out the refunds that people have paid me to suck has really broken the economy.
Look at this poor territory. Oh, looks right for taking.
I mean, if this was the only game of CK3 I ever played, was the community ones, and I just told him it was playing with Imaflanker, it'd probably automatically get a Steam refund.
Playing CK3 with Imaflanker refund. Please.
Paradox just went, oh yeah. No, we've sent him press keys before. We get it, man. I'm sorry.
Like, you sure you don't want to try a single player one? It's a good game.
I mean, we asked him not to play Millennia. Yeah, no, man, we get it.
Flanker, I'm about to send you an artifact. Just destroy it and you'll be out of debt. Okay, my child made it. You can keep it.
Okay. I have a convenient scapegoat. Was that something your child made, or did you just give me your child as a convenient scapegoat?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you destroy the artifact, you can
Yep. Get 40 gold, which will at least get me through until getting my cities back under control again. Thank you very much.
No worries. Back in a minute.
Hobo says out of any of the Paradox strategy, CK3 is probably the best one to learn on because it was the first one where they invested heavily in nested tooltips. And still really the only one behind Victoria 3 that doesn't need half its DLC to feel complete. I thought Flanker usually was the convenient scapegoat. Yes, that too. Yeah, you're welcome to join us, Rashan. This is just a chilled out, a kind of chilled out Wednesday afternoon game that we only play for a couple of hours, just an excuse to hang out and play a game with, and this time we all chose Nations of the East. But I would say Hobo's right. Crusader Kings 3 is the one you want to learn on, because Crusader Kings 2 is awful for new starters. And whoever did the tooltips and the design of the UX for tooltips in CK3 needs to be recognized and awarded. So the great thing about Paradox games, Rashan, is that if you do pick it up, you only need to pick up the base game if you're playing with us in multiplayer, because all of the players benefit from the hosts DLC. And also, being a Paradox game and being a core part of a Paradox game, you will probably find the core game at 75% off in one of the many sales. In fact, give me just a moment. Yeah, it is currently on currently 70% off, 78% off on CD keys. But on pretty much every platform, because the rules that Steam have about you're not allowed to sell your game cheaper anywhere else than you sell it on Steam, the discount is pretty universal everywhere. So if it's not on sale at the moment on the platform of your choosing, like the Humble Store, it probably will be within a few weeks if you are not itching to get to it immediately. Why does CD have so many keys? Well, because she's playing through Morrowind and you need all the keys. Well, all the lockpicks. Watching CD play Morrowind almost made me want to go back and play Morrowind, because that is the last of the games in that line that I played lots of hours in. Is also the reason that I didn't play Skyrim. I still have a sealed copy of Skyrim for I think the 360. You would absolutely watch the Morrowind, those spoilers. There is nothing in Morrowind that you could spoil for me, bud. Although, I am quite forgetful. Skyrim I've only played as much of as I played on stream, which is not a lot. Morrowind I have played over 1,000 hours in, easily. I meant spoilers for me, you donkey. I hate to break it to you, Russ. Morrowind's been out for a wee while. Don't know if you know this, but before they stole Skyrim for toasters, Morrowind has been out since... it says 22 years here, but that can't be right because it says it's 2002 and that was only 3 or 4 years ago.
Hate to break it to you, Flank.
Stop it.
But I was 8 years old at the time Morrowind was released.
Refer.
And I turned 30 this year.
I don't know what it is, how you can just go off people really quickly that you thought you liked. You've known for years and you're just like suddenly,
Is that how you're feeling about me right now?
No, it was an unrelated comment, obviously.
Clearly. I love you too, bud.
I've also, a thing that made me smile recently, there's a piece of software that I use from SteelSeries. SteelSeries Moments, not an ad. That I use for my headset, and it started to do clipping, and one of the things it clips on is on audio commands, and one of those commands is laughing. I have so many clips of my streams. Need to laugh less, be less jovial. You're waiting for an electrician at the moment. We'll be jumping off suddenly. A random, unexpected moment, which kind of makes getting into a game a bad idea to not screw you guys up today. It's good electrician visit though. You update the box and you get your own dedicated grounded circuit for your PC. Nice.
Looks like both my allies are losing their wars. Must be annoying.
Hobo says, I still remember playing Morrowind on the original Xbox. It was up there with my most played games, along with my first Spyro, Warcraft 2, and handheld Tetris we kept next to the corded telephone.
Corded telephone.
Why are you laughing about telephone?
That's old.
Do you know it is still recommended by the fire service in the UK that you have a corded telephone plugged into a landline?
You know, my dad still has a corded telephone in his house.
Yeah, makes sense.
We live in a state where, well, he lives in a state where hurricanes happen. So
Yeah.
wireless towers get damaged in hurricanes.
I was just wondering about that, actually, thinking about the switch to copper loop, something I actually don't know. But because the reason the fire service in the UK used to recommend that you had a corded telephone plugged directly into the line is because it provided its own power through the line. But as we move to digital and fibre and get rid of the copper loop, you can't provide power effectively through fibre. I wonder what that...
It depends whether you're using a traditional telephone line or if it's running through VoIP.
That's the thing, right, isn't it? Because most of them will be running through VoIP now as you switch to fibre lines, because we're actually changing over the infrastructure.
In which case it won't work. So it'd be pointless.
Yeah. Which is actually a step back in resilience for lots of people. I was just going to look up if it's going to let me do a thing. Corvus says it depends if it's fibre to the property or fibre to the cabinet. They can push power through copper if it's fibre to the cabinet. Yeah, that's the thing, is they're starting to do full fibre to the property and turn off copper in parts of the UK now. Emergency cellular should still work. Yes. However, cellular coverage is still not all that. I can't get my 5G coverage to actually work while standing in a city when on a good day with clear skies. Yeah, I can connect to Hobo's game of Warcraft though. Hang on.
Get ready with your dial-up connection.
One 1% chance that I die of laughter. I did not die.
Good.
I had the killer joke.
Most 5G is actually 4.5G. Yeah, depending on whereabouts you are in the world. And like 5G is a interesting tech.
I don't want to go to war.
Like, the tech behind it is cool, but the fact that your bandwidth is so wide that it gets blocked by a thick window is genuinely a problem.
Wait, it gets blocked by a window.
You remember watching your mum play Warcraft on dial-up? Yeah. I remember my dial-up days. I know I'm younger than Flanker, but I don't think my family had high-speed cable internet until the mid to late high school. It blew my mind. I had ISDN as my first big purchase when I got my first place, which was it was a blazing fast, I think 120 kilobits per second or 112 kilobits per second. It was 2 bonded lines. So fast, much yes.
First computer was an Acer Aspire laptop in 2012.
I think my own first computer was a 386.
I have no
386?
Yeah.
386 was the area code back when I was a kid.
Really? That's cool. Yeah, it was. That turns out I hate kids who don't know the internet used to make a noise. Or the worst thing, when you knew you were in trouble with your sibling, parents, significant other, when you picked up the phone and you heard the dial tone, then put it down and you disconnect their internet. You're like, oh, I picked up the phone, I've done a bad thing. There is no way out of this now. I've interrupted their connection.
That happened to me so many times while I was playing Command & Conquer Red Alert 2.
Yeah. I'm the only one. Mom, put down the phone. I remember trying to download RPG Maker back when it was free. It took you 2.5 hours to download the 25 megabytes. 4 because someone called in the middle of it. I used to do that on purpose when my sister was on. Corvus, you are a bad person and you're welcome here. Yeah, I've never had anything faster than 500 kilobits a second until we moved to the UK in 2010. Now happily sitting on gigabit. And like even now, like I completely understand why we had asynchronous internet before, but there is literally from where I live at the end of my street, so 8 terraced houses away from me, there is a synchronous gigabit line that the provider will not run to my house. I'm so sad.
It's 8 houses. What?
Mm-hmm. Street works are expensive, man. Like, it's they will do their best when they get enough demand on this particular road, but it is like when I say I can see where the box is, I can see the box if I open my front door and look left.
Are there any houses free on that road? I can help drive up the man.
So the other things these kids don't know, says Hobo, back in my day, video games used to be on Channel 3.
Yeah, I do like
You could
it in
switch
this
that
community.
between 3 and 4. There was a selector on the box.
I definitely do like this community. You make me feel young.
Oh, man. It's fun to say, get your own cable and run it along. I'm sure YouTube can teach you how to connect. I have actually bonded fiber cables before. It's the kit that's the problem, not the ability. But you have no idea how tempting it is to like if I run it myself, and if I happen to be a naughty boy and run up BT's telephone pole or across my neighbour's garden and give them some money, can I please? You cancel your fiber to the property order, so you want a referral link in the you will be wanting a referral link in the future, Flanker. You flanker sellout. Yes. Pretty much all the networks. Let me know which one, bud. You changed from cable to fiber a year ago. It's actually gigabit, actually true unlimited for half what I was paying. That's a new blew my mind version of the old dial-ups cable days. Like for context in the UK, which I know isn't where you are, Roshan, for the longest time there were 2 networks. There's BT's network, which was run by OpenReach, an arm of BT, which BT desperately did not want, and everyone thinks they wanted. They did not. Which has what was known as the copper loop. So it was the original phone system that was part of the General Post Office telecoms and post office communications before BT was privatized. So your internet would either come from there, or you had NTL, which bought up lots of companies like, I think it was Telewest, and there were others who went bust and then became Virgin Media. So your choices for internet were really either someone using BT's network or Virgin Media. And Virgin was actually, to be fair to them, much faster because it's a much newer network. Now you're starting to see, in addition to BT upgrading their network to fiber, you're also starting to see third-party companies like City Fiber running their own fiber network from scratch in cities. But yeah. You think it'd be sus if 69 of us sent them an expression of interest to get fiber and saying we lived on your street, says Corvus. I'm so tempted. However, I also know how much Streetworks costs, and I'd like them to still be around to provide the internet afterwards. Your old
Congratulations on the youngening, lass.
Thank you.
Do you still want me to be killing people, or because it didn't progress very far?
Don't worry about it.
You didn't youngin very far, though. You only went back 20 years. Maybe 30. You were probably 71. Your character was old.
That was your OG character, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the last of the OGs.
No, it wasn't.
Eldest.
It was not.
No?
I thought you were the only one that not died so far.
No, I died last game.
Corvus says Virgin
yeah.
Gigabit, and in fairness, saying you hit as high as 1300 megabits on occasion. The average close to 1 gig. Yeah, so I actually do have 2 lines coming into my place. I've got a failover line because I work from home. So I've got one Virgin, one that is Cuckoo, which is running on OpenReach. And
Sorry, and MGS, do us a favour.
Yeah.
In the county of Tiwo,
You,
can you just get rid of the people who are in line to Herit? So, if you get rid of like my sister, and then get rid of my niece, then my other niece, then I should be able to get it. And I just need to drop out a voice because I've got a call coming in.
no worries,
so
sir.
you want me to kill the kids and your cousin? What, my cousin?
That's about the 30-minute warning when he goes offline for phone.
Yep. No, still got an hour yet. That was him getting call in versus him having to go.
I show it as being 7:50 a.m. here, so almost 8. So 8:30 is our quit time, right?
No, 9's our quit time.
Oh, wow, he did go off early.
Yeah. So I've just run a speed test on the line, which isn't entirely fair because I'm streaming on it. So Virgin's line is 11 is about gigabit down, but its up is about 70, whereas Cuckoo's is about 900 down, but up is 140, and the one that's at the end of my street is synchronous. It's gigabit both ways, which means I could run. There's so many things that consumers could do, like running your own private cloud, which cloud is just another word for other people's PCs, other people's computers. But being able to like back up all your photos to your own device quickly while being out of the house, or back up stuff to, like, if you and your friend have a NAS, which doesn't have to be as complex as that sounds. The Synology have just released some very consumer grade ones. I can have hidden, like, locked space on someone else's, and they can have locked space on mine I can't access, and you've got an offsite backup without spending loads of money on tech companies' terrible versions. You'll get to gigabit one day, M500 now, but every year or so we call them, so we're switching, and they upgrade it cheap when we started at 125. Nice, Sponge. Yeah, that's how I got to where I am as well. Like, every time they'd phone for us to renew, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'm going to switch away from you. Like, we'll upgrade the speed. We've just got... Dead Transit, my work view on internet fails if you've got a car, drive to the office. Says, which my work would pay for a failover line. So I've actually got 4 failovers. I've got my core line, like the core 2 lines, which is, I'm now using Cuckoo as my primary and Virgin Media as my secondary. And then I've got a failover switch, which isn't quite as good, that goes to cellular. And then my last failover is a different cellular network on my mobile phone that will connect to a hotspot and connect to the network.
Well, you're really screwed if you run out of internet.
Flanker, that guy,
yeah.
that guy right next to you needs to hurry up and end his war.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm tired of waiting on it.
Corvus says I run my own NAS and VPN. Also, at a small NAS in-laws place. They don't know about my offsite backup. Yeah, just put it next to the smart doorbell you install for them. And be like, you don't need to worry about this box, but it does have to be plugged in all times. If you remove it, something terrible happens. Are you using a Unified Dream Machine? Nice. I'm using for my home network Unify's kit as well. My internal network is their XG. And my outbound is a Dream Machine with their failover solution connected to it. It's next to the NAS I installed for them. They don't know any better. Yeah, seems fair. Like, genuinely though, like having having a NAS for things that you really, really need to back up, which isn't like, it doesn't tend to be a lot of data, but things like photos or videos that are really important to you, but most important, like documents and stuff. It's so useful having an offsite backup in multiple locations and knowing that you can just bring it all back online if your house burnt down just by plugging another NAS in and putting your password in. Storm 7, I'd say the conversation anymore.
Yeah, that's me.
Network attacked storage. So it's basically a hard drive in a box connected to the network, so you can access it from anywhere, is the simple version.
I just killed my nephew in battle.
Oh, Mark, it's time for my monthly check whether Unify have actually released the service needed to be able to actually use the products they sell. Let's go. Let's find out. I am looking at the Wi-Fi 7 AP. The problem is that, like, I hope that it handles gracefully more APs being in the area. Not that. It's thinking.
Oh no, they found out I murdered somebody. Oh! Woe is me. Increase my dread some more. Ooh.
Hey, Mark, it's only 3 months after they selling the hardware, but I can now get Unify Talk if I want to. It'll be late, Sponge. Nothing that you need to worry about right now this second, bud.
I am getting info that I'm going to have to go outside of the house, so I'll be leaving.
Be careful.
Yeah, I know.
It's dangerous out there.
Yeah, so I'm going to be heading out, guys, of the game. Is there anything before I click the leave? Because I've never left early.
No, nothing you need to do. I'll just continue on, sir.
Okay, well, thanks for having me. Sorry I couldn't be here for the full time, but yeah.
That's fine. See you next week, man.
Have a good time.
Yeah, see you soon, bud. Sponge says no problem. Have a good stream, by all. See you, Sponge.
Why do you call him Sponge? He's only half a sponge.
Oh,
You're completely ignoring the other half
of a
of
very big sponge.
Yeah, but you're ignoring the other half of him. He's not just a sponge.
Well, I think the other half of Sponge probably doesn't want to hear from me.
I don't think either half of Sponge wants to hear from you.
Well, that's also fair. Corvus says, feel sorry for my neighbours. I have 2 APs in the house just blasting noise all over their Wi-Fi. I live in a stone-built 2 up, 2 down Victorian terrace. To get decent Wi-Fi across, I've got 3 APs in my house. Because where there have been fireplaces, like between where the for those who don't know what 2 up 2 down is, it was literally 2 rooms upstairs, 2 rooms downstairs. It was when toilets and kitchens weren't really a thing, or internal. So they've all been extended back out towards the rear of the property. But they're extended out to put a toilet upstairs and a kitchen downstairs, or vice versa. But those stone walls and where there were fireplaces throughout the whole house means that those bricked up fireplaces just eat Wi-Fi signal. Corva says our third put in soon. Not sure what they built our house off, but I'm pretty sure we're safe for the event for the MP, right? Have you looked at the U6 Enterprise in wall? It's a cool piece of kit. My walls are solid stone here, but it is a cool piece of kit. It has a it's an AP with a gigabit switch on the bottom of it, isn't it? So for I assign him there. For reasons, I have about a rack's worth of network kit under my stairs at the moment. That's been there since COVID, because I was going to. I had an office I was going to fit out, which we no longer have. So I've got Unify stuff that hasn't been updated since release, sitting in a cupboard that I need to do something with. So I'm going to try and build a home hi-fi unit with a rack in it.
What happened to MJS?
I had to drop.
He had to go in the outside.
Because as soon as he left, his character has now decided that I am not worthy.
Oh, we're at war, Laz.
Yep, you are in an alliance with this guy.
I'm not participating in the war. I just didn't want to say no to going and take the fame hit. So I agreed to help him out and stayed home. You know, like when someone asks to help you move. Help them move.
Hey, I flew to the US to help one of my mates
I
move twice.
thought that was tomorrow. Woohoo! He finally stopped trying to make me his marshal and made me his steward. I have 24 stewardship. What the hell are you trying to do? Make me your marshal?
The IKEA lack rack kind of sucks though, Mark. So it's I'm looking at. Hang on, I can show you what I'm.
Oh, and somehow my nickname is Longshanks. Apparently, I got the same nickname as an English king.
You got to go beer. Oh, how terrible for you. See how it's as I have a great time, my friend. The hardware phone license tracking. So, what I'm looking at doing, Mark, is possibly getting two of those, and then getting a kitchen surface company to cut some oak kitchen surface, which to effectively make not very far off one of the old IKEA 3-section TV units, but with two of the bits having those racks in, but in white, with white doors on them, because it needs a wife approval factor, and then in the center putting a small fridge. And yes, I have dampening for vibration. Also, it turns out DPD's partner in your region is Aramex, so delivery should be swift. Oh, awesome! I was actually about to look up where your mug was in the world, my friend.
Where in the world is his friend's mug?
Right.
Where can it be? His friend sounds better than Mark, and I didn't want to say Mark 3186.
It's still in transit. Cool. I need to go to war with so many people, and my options are actually not looking great right now.
And anyone who recognized where that song came from is old.
Oh, I think we've established some of us are old. Like, we've just been talking about dial-up and floppy disks. Apparently that makes us old. Well, that and the number of years. Don't out me like this, says Dead Trap.
And landlines.
And landlines, yeah.
And losing connection because someone else picked up the phone. We had it hard. I watched this react of some British guy, I think he's a millennial. He's late 20s, early 30s, could be a Zoomer. Freaking, he was watching this What Generation X Grew Up As video. Like climbing roofs to fix the antenna.
Oh, yeah.
Riding in the back of the truck and drinking from the water hose. He's like, "You guys really did that?" Like, yeah.
I'd hate to break it to him, but we really did that too. I had a CRT TV that was connected to my NES that it started to roll, which when the for those that don't know, is when the picture like flickers up and down. The whole picture moves, not like not like just a flicker, but actually like very slowly the whole picture would move upwards, except if you put it on its side diagonally. So for about 2 years I had a CRT balanced on books on one side connected to my NES, because that was the only way I could play it. So I've played Mario uphill a lot. Oh. And that TV felt massive, but was probably only like 14-inch.
Well, it was a CRT, not an LCD. Those were massive. They were heavy.
Oh, yeah. They were huge and heavy. That was one of my other big spends. And I moved to South Wales originally, was to live with a bunch of mates. And we bought
Makes sense.
4 CRT TVs, or I don't know, 27, 28 inch widescreen TVs that I think Aldi or Lidl had on offer for like 200 quid. We bought 4 of those, 4 Xboxes, and we're playing 16-player Halo. Still some of the best days. Filled the fridge, filled the bath full of water and ice, put beers in it, and had lots of people over.
We had, I remember my barracks room, we had something similar. We had like 2 TVs. So you could be playing a game and watching the football game or the MMA, whatever was on, right? Or VH1 pop-up videos if nothing else was on. You could have that running while you're playing a game. And we had cable switches, so we always had our consoles hooked up. You could just use the cable switches to switch which console was connected to which TV. And we had an extra line going that could be swapped between whatever was going off of whatever TV, going up into the ceiling, into the bathroom, and another TV in the bathroom pointed at the toilet. So if you had to take a toilet, you had to go to the bathroom and you didn't want to miss anything, you could just turn the TV on in there.
Thanks, Mark. I love you too. Oh, I probably still have some old network because everyone has drawers of stuff. As someone that started out as an IT tech and network engineer, I have like drawers of connectors and stuff that I've not thrown out. One day this is when is it going to be useful? When am I going to use that aerial connection again?
Yeah, I emptied out mine a few years ago of all the stuff that was old technology that I just never was going to use anymore. Like my cable switches and stuff like that. It's like I'm not going to
I think until like 2-3 years ago, I still have my Philips phone somewhere, which was like a house brick. It was my first mobile. Was made by Philips, and I swear they could have recycled them by building houses out of them, and they would be sturdier than my current house.
Flanker,
I've got my...
Your first phone was a brick, literal brick, stone tablet.
Yeah.
I've still got my first Nokia from like mid '90s, late '90s.
They were kick-ass phones. I didn't have a Nokia for ages. I had a Samsung flip phone at that point. With the 16-color screen physics, I was balling. So dumb.
Yeah, you were. You paid out the ass for that, too. I know how much that one cost. Well, I don't know offhand. I just remember I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, no, I do. Honestly, mate, I probably couldn't either because I got that just before I left my first consulting job. They're like, oh, we've got some bad news, lads. Yeah, there's a gap in our pension fund, and our IT budget's about the same size. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, hang on.
Quit jumping it up in speed and not telling us.
What do you mean? I'll slow down again. Sorry, bud. I did that.
I don't care. But I don't notice when you started. I don't notice when you change speeds. You got to say something.
I thought I had, bud, but I will completely accept that I probably didn't. Mark, there will be some more. I don't know if you were around earlier. There are, if you have some favourite emotes that are not the flankery ones. Although if you have some favourite flankery ones, we can give them a different priority. But there is a new thing coming soon, TM.
You didn't have to slow it down. I just wasn't paying. I was paying attention like we were on 1.
Oh, I'll put it back up to 2 then.
Like I have to pay a different level of attention when it's sped up. I had a prisoner die in my dungeons. I wonder if I should see if I got any more that are worth anything. I hope he wasn't worth anything. This other guy sure as hell.
So, our staff artist for Gaming.Buzz and resident editor, Sia Kane, is currently working through, as his plan, through some designs for our next community merch thing. And also, if you have more emotes you would just like to see in general, putting them in the emote bit, I'm going to be speaking to Slush and Sia Kane about doing another round of something like 20-something emotes. It'll be available to everyone on Discord, and if you're a member of the Discord, you can then use them on other Discords and stuff as well. But and I'll also put it on BTTV for here as well. Yeah, that's true, Doc. I could swap the Christmas one for the flankers. You know what? Let's get on that, because no time like the present, right? How does one make an emote of a game lobby? Ow! Words hurt, man. I don't know, but if you have an idea for how to do it, share it, and I'm sure our emote artist will have a look at it.
No, I'm infirm. And I somehow did a workout to get rid of the stress of being infirm.
Those flanker ones could be used without too much editing. Or a black screen of death. Oh, that's...
In that case, Placebo, it needs to be a black screen, but just with a white dot in the middle.
I don't know if I still have my stream loading credits that we did before on the CRT. I'll have to dig that out as well. Right.
I hope I live long enough to get enough gold to start building this temple. That's it. That's all I want to do.
When you're starting and you're not able to just go raiding places, it's rough. Having to buy claims 100 odd gold per claim.
Yes, it is.
Doc, put that black screen of death suggestion in the emotes thing. We might... In the emotes channel in the community channels.
You could join them. You could make them both one. You could put either flanker is in a lobby or playing Arma.
Oh.
Either flanker's trying to organize a lobby or he's playing Arma. You just have a black screen. The like screenshot the Arma black screen.
Also working on the swapping over to the flanker old emote. And just working on it now.
I still think my best start of any game was that time I started as Prussian, as the vassal that had all the counties, and I was working on getting the claimed throne, and I was about to challenge him for it, and he was at a hunting, and he had the thing that killed him and his brother at the hunting event, and I was third in line for the throne. It's like, what are these?
Mites.
I could either challenge him for the throne, or I could just let nature wipe out his entire family. Glad I declined that hunting invitation.
I don't know how fast it will proc, but that emote has been swapped over. The Flanker's Old is now a Twitch emote.
I don't think if you're a partner, they don't freaking because it doesn't go through approval process anymore.
It's not just partners. It's if you have you're a Twitch streamer in good standing. But it can take a little while for it to actually proc through, though.
I guess you don't have to be an effective streamer to be in good standing.
Apparently not. There you go. Yep, it's already procced. So if you just refresh, press F5 on your browser window, that will refresh it, and you'll have the access the new old emote.
Why do people keep thinking that I'm already a murderer? Exposing that I murdered people isn't going to. I don't care.
You're a murderer.
You're not
well spotted. I've got a knife covered in blood and a body at my feet. What do you want from me?
Which one is this about?
yeah. You're a murderer. Multi-award winning. Mass murderer.
All right, we need 2 lines in my court. I need a line of people with actual problems, and I need a line of people who want to accuse me of murder. I'm not even making you have proof anymore. I don't care.
Yes, it is case sensitive, Doc. I think all of Twitch emotes are.
You can't have a name of it that long for us old people.
I know, right?
Because that also looks like sellout. I'm a flanker sold.
You're not wrong. I can't point to the lie there. Right, have I... freaking Chancellor's dead. Wow, my court has gone from great to awful.
I need to do 2 things before I die, and I hope I make it. I need to start building a temple, and I need to finish this claim on the kingdom and get the kingdom. I need 50 more gold. 14 a turn. I'll probably be fine on that.
I am much jealous.
What?
I've
14 a
just
turn?
realised a friend of mine living nearby has got. They've just messaged me to say they have got the faster internet. Thanks. Oh, fantastic.
And I just finally got popular figurehead and I'm about to die. So it doesn't even matter that I'm a multiple murderer. Everyone likes me anyway.
That's what friends are for, right? That's what you lot keep telling me. Oh.
Well, my character's now a lunatic.
Why does it take half the month for it to update my money? I don't think I'm gonna get the claim done. I failed my first one, even though I had a 90% chance. This one's only got a 48, and the time's going up and not down.
I was still in the Regency and didn't realise.
Can you put it back on one real quick so I don't die before I figure out how to...
Of course, bud. There you go. Done.
I don't remember what you do after you get the claim. Do I need an event to pop up, or what happens?
How do you mean when you get the claim? You mean like when you do a Cassius Belli?
I did. No, I did the scheme. I went the stewardship route.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done it.
And I finally finished the scheme. Took me 2 tries. Apparently, I have to wait for an event to pop up.
Oh, right, okay. I have made so little progress. I've lost territory for a second week in a row. Problem is, in this area of the map, I think it's a bit like our Africa run, where you have to do a land grab fast and get to a kingdom size. The problem is the kingdom size here is enormous and has some much bigger people in it.
Well, actually, I have a straight up claim. I could just claim it. Could just go to war with them.
Ooh.
I think I lose the war.
Ah.
I think I'm allied with you, Flanker, am
I don't know, actually.
With my allies, I have 8,000 troops. He has 3,000.
Oh. You won't be able to see at the moment, lads, because I'm at war right now with... I don't need any help with it. It's with one province territory.
I'll send you a matrilineal son marriage if you want.
Can do. I can use them as a concubine.
Oh, I meant to your daughter. You can either have someone who's quick or someone who's comely.
Oof. My daughter is a wild oat.
Would you like me to send it, or?
No, it should be good, bud. Thank you for the offer, though. Much appreciated.
I mean, you don't want a lunatic for an ally, apparently.
I already have a lunatic for an ally. Sorry, murderer, he prefers to be called.
Yeah, I'm not a lunatic. I'm a murderer. I'm about to die. You're about to not have an ally, and Laz is close to you. You probably should have taken Laz. I am 56 and infirm. Can you go to war for an unpressed claim? Like, if I don't use this claim, am I screwed?
I don't actually know. Because most of the time I start with a small territory and like as an independent and push out. So I haven't actually done the whole intrigue thing.
Yes, you can go to war with an unpressed claim. The difference between a pressed and an unpressed is the pressed can be inherited.
Ah, right, okay.
So I don't have to go to war. I can go to war after I'm reborn as a woman.
There we go. Kind of inconvenient because the only place I can really go for is outside of my realm. Ooh, or Batang.
Oh my goodness. I know you are Chinda's real killer. If you wish for my silence, you'll do as I say. Really? Really? Another one? Yeah. Added to the list. Put it on the bulletin board.
Which one was he? Yeah, see the long scroll in the corner? just add your accusation there. Love it. That's awesome.
Don't care. Thanks for increasing my dread again. My subjects are like, is everyone who died during his reign his fault? Because every single one of my kills have been people in my own court.
Wow.
Maintaining my subjects.
Just not maintaining them alive, right?
Well, it doesn't help when you have to go through a lot of religious people to get one with a decent freaking score because you don't get to pick your religious person.
Yes.
That's probably half the people I've killed. And then there's just ones that sport. No, the other ones were just causing problems, and they just had to go away. Trying to murder people that matter in my plans. It's like, no, I need that person.
I'm just waiting for the next war to kick off.
I'm just wondering how everyone's finding who's doing find secrets on me.
Yeah, that's a bit weird, honestly. If you're already a murderer, what else are you going to find?
Yeah, it's like three different people have come to me. 3 or 4 different freaking other rulers have come to me to blackmail me. This is a really competitive kingdom that I'm vying for the title for.
I need to update shipping. I really need to stop sleeping with my cousin. Just CK3 things.
You know, you can't blame everything on CK3.
I can
Whilst we're
try.
here to defend your honour, sir.
You're looking for honour, you may be in the wrong place.
I'm living a long time. Oh, you can put it back on 2.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm living a long time. Paused.
I've been a few years on Infirm now.
I think we had a character, Laz, did we, in our Africa run, have a character that was infirm for a very long time?
Yeah, I think that was me.
Yeah, like
Just would not die.
infirm and healthy.
Yeah.
I've been in poor health and infirm.
I think I got
For-
to 76 or 79.
Like I was 52. I'm
ridiculous.
57.
Oof.
It's been
That's
5 years
really rough
already.
to get infirm that early.
52?
Yeah.
Really? I think my last character had happened in the 50s too.
Wow, that is...
But because of how I set up my characters, they start out in their 20s as whatever, Duke or King or whatever. Because I do the feudal elective for my highest title. My primary titles.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. It was a tip of yours that you're absolutely right on. I really need to start doing. Because at least gives
It's
you more
expensive.
control.
Yeah, it's 1500 prestige, but at least you maintain. You'll lose your counties, but you can get those back.
Yeah, but often
You-
your first ruler tends to kick ass in CK3, so you're...
Yeah, the prestige isn't really that big of a deal. And you only had to spend it once on that title. Every other character keeps the law. So yeah, you may lose the counties, but they're still under the umbrella of your title. So it's just a matter of imprisoning your brothers and revoking their titles. You don't even have to go to war. It's expensive. You still got to reclaim it all, but you know, you have to do that anyway.
I'm poor again. I've only got 390 gold.
Sorry, did you just... You. I just realised what you said.
I'm poor. I'm only got 335.
Both of you. I've got 63. I'm going to have to spend it on claims constantly. This is the richest I've been for a while.
I was up to just over 875, and I spent it all on starting another temple building. So it'll take 4 years, and I'm only back up to 335 from doing that. So I don't know what you're complaining about. Money's hard to come by.
I need to.
And Flanker's like, quit talking, Fyzikz. You ass.
Working on it. Just. Man. Do I have anyone that would be a better steward? No, but they're also the better chancellor. Considering how little stabbing I do, there's the balance of characters is a bit of a problem.
What the hell am I supposed to petition my liege for?
In your case, legalizing murder.
That's not on the list.
It is now. Oh, is it 10 to 5 already? Oh my.
I know, right?
my few kills is up to 5. I've been 5 people they found out I've killed.
How many do you guys know about? 5. Only 5. So,
I don't even know how many this one's killed. Maybe 5. I don't know. I'd have to check.
That's really annoying. I was raiding this territory and then all of a sudden I'm not allowed to raid it anymore.
that
After
seems
I got attacked.
rude. Unless it was me that did the attacking, then sorry. It's done with the best of intentions.
I know where your territory is. I wouldn't raid you. Why am I bathing with my son?
We were about to ask you the same question.
You're learning from Flanker.
Hey, that's my cousin. I mean, no. It's tradition.
You see, now all these people are upset because I keep blackmailing them. I keep not blackmailing them. I keep I have
Secrets
golden
out, you're
hooks.
blackmailing them.
I have golden hooks on people, and I keep making them pay me every 5 years.
Doc says flanker opening box noises. It's not. It's flanker sealing box noises. I'm packaging another mug that is going out for shipping today. So as soon as the stream finishes, I'm running to a post office because I decided to hand make the packaging for the
Do you
mugs.
just enjoy torturing yourself, or is it just a hobby?
Those two things can't be mutually exclusive, right? It's no, I wanted it to be a cool thing. So
No, I'm not complaining.
But what I was saying is I keep getting the golden obligations, so I keep getting like 10 to 50 gold off of people that I have blackmailed for getting money, and they're always like, "Why do you just admit to murder?" It's like, well, because I don't want you doing that to me. I'd rather have the money. Y'all are too concerned about your pride. Keep paying me. Pays my bills.
So yes, CK3 has mostly been me building boxes for our last 3 CK3 streams. So apologies if you can hear more of it than you would normally, because the game got turned up quite a bit on my mic because people were saying it was quiet before. So there is also noise gates and compression and stuff on the mic as well, but still.
It was quiet because you weren't talking.
Well, there is that too.
Because you hate your chat.
No, I think it's the other way around, but
Oh, I didn't say the feeling wasn't mutual.
perfect. But yes, for this initial drop, there was... I'm only having to make 50 odd sets of packaging, so...
But just so you get an idea, Frank, remember I said I was a little under 350 gold?
Uh-huh.
Well, I spent 100 on the to have a artifact made, the commission artifact. I'm only back up to 487.
I really like you as well, mate, but some days I'm on 0 at minus 1.5. Oh, I got up to plus 2.1.
Here, Flanker, I'll donate you another artifact for you to destroy. There
Why,
you go.
thanks. Holy crap, thank you.
It would have been less if I could have chosen the amount.
That is one of the things that does bug me, is why the sending gifts, you can't send an amount of gift and it have a differing effect.
It's I guess they try to make it easier than CK2, but I prefer the CK2 version. You do this, you get this. You do this much, you get this.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's better when like there's a sliding scale, because when you get to a certain size and your gifts have to be 200 something gold every time, that's not sustainable for virtually any smaller player. It's yeah. Also, but the sound that Flanker needs to clean his office soon. I was sorry. I'm working on it. Oh, I have a very chatty printer as well, which hasn't piped up so far this stream. Hang on. You'll probably be able to hear it. The mic's turned up so much. I need to change settings.
Why haven't you destroyed the Cuttlebone St. Varden figure? That's 40 gold right there.
That's the one that I just got sent.
Wi-Fi connected.
Although it's also +1 night, so...
I switched into learning right before I went in firm, and I've been getting points, and I've been debating putting him in the health tree to see how long I can make this guy live, but I don't. I just want to move on. Like, my heir is getting older. She's 19 now. Come on. If you're going to kick the bucket, old man, now's the time to do it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, did they instantly kick the bucket?
I'm full of loot. Time to go back.
Oh, someone just war decked me.
Hey, I'm only allowed to have one husband.
What?
It's your country that's just war decked me.
Mate, not much I can do about that. Is it for Langang?
I don't know, I'm already charging.
What on earth? What? I can now make the decision to build a glass monument. $130 gold. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Not endorsed by your purifit.
Right, I've got a special building that I shouldn't otherwise be able to have. It's called the Glass Monument. It gives me 1 gold a month. I'm not complaining. It also gives me small boost to health, prestige, and development growth and popular opinion. I'm surprised that woman's still about. But I mean, she sleeps with family apparently. So you two must get on long, Imaflanker.
Ow. I'm being war decked by someone else as well. That's a separate war deck. Excellent.
That's because I died and you lost your ally. You didn't take it up with labs.
It wouldn't have prevented these two, unfortunately. Well, it might have prevented one of them.
I have 2,600 freaking troops. It would have prevented quite a bit.
I've
Well,
got-
I had 2,600 troops. Now I have
I've
19.
got 2,400.
Yeah, 2 bits of your territory have 4,000 troops, and the other one has another 1,700, Laz.
Right. If you want an alliance, here. I will send you that and I can help you at least with one war. But because it is 5 o'clock, I actually do have to go,
Oh,
unfortunately.
so do...
Waiting time.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it is. Hang on. Well, let me do the... I'll pause it now and save it. Right. Yeah, thank you for the games, gents.
Yes. Thank you.
Right, for those watching the stream on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind doing the whole liking, subscribing, and clicking the bell, it really significantly helps in far more than you would think. If you're watching over on Twitch, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. Whether you came over with the fantastic raid from SheepZF, please go and follow SheepZF if you're not already. Also, check out the other community streamers in our community, and Martinez as well. Always a good time. You should definitely head over there and drop a follow. We are going to go raiding on Twitch. We're just going to check who is on from our community, and we'll pick someone cool for you to spend the rest of your afternoon with. And if you wouldn't mind coming with me, making a wee bit of noise, I would very much appreciate it. The raid commands are there. There's a raid command for subs and a raid command more generally. And yeah, let's see who is on. That is cool. I think you'll enjoy their content. Ooh, we've got a couple of good options. No FG, how rude. You know what? Let's go hang out with the one and only 2D Kiri. So if you haven't been over to Kiri before, she's an awesome streamer, focused on strategy and indie games, and a great advocate for accessibility in games. Part of the Halcyon Frequency stream team that we did our charity Hot Potato with, that raised over $100,000 for Médecins Sans Frontières. So I think you'll love her content. She's playing Heavy Lies the Crown. So without further ado, let's go raiding on a wee flank attack. Goodbye for now, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
I say, old chap, I think those raiders mean to do us harm.